welcome to this week's episode of Whimsy with a Z. I still don't know why it has that little bleep at the end of the song, but it is what it is. Oh shit. How embarrassing is that, guys? Yeah, that just happened. You guys heard it. Third month, Whimsy with the Z. Everybody's back, and I'm excited. When I first started, sometimes I worry that teenagers are a little flaky or they're busy. I know that they're busy, so but for the last 2 months, you guys have heard what teens have done during the summer and their first weeks of school. We have 6 teenagers, 5 teenagers, but fair enough, 5 teenagers, and then Danielle. And we've gotten to know them a little bit as far as like what they did for the summer and for school, but we don't know anything about the individual kids themselves, which is interesting because it's kind of because like part of this idea is we want to know what kids are up to these days. And I think for us to better understand what kids go through, we should know who these kids are as individuals. So for this month, I'm going to talk with Mark today. How you doing, Mark?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good.
That's good.
I wanted to focus this month strictly on getting to know you as a person.
All right.
Because we heard you doing the G Crew.
Yep.
You went on vacation. You got your girlfriend. But I don't know anything about you as an individual. So some real just kind of like icebreaker-y type questions. Maybe we'll get into something. We'll see what happens. But and what's interesting is all of we've done 12 episodes. The most common question to all of the kids for the last 2 months is, what are their favorite things? Like who, like, and that's kind of like where this came up today is like, you mentioned books and movies, and they're like, well, what's your favorite artist, your music? Like, what is it that makes you guys tick a little bit? How old are you again?
I'm 16.
You just turned 16.
Yeah, July 3rd.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna get to know you. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 4 technically.
Okay.
I have 2 sisters and technically 2 brothers.
Okay.
He's a half brother, but I don't consider half as just half. I'm sibling.
What is your relationship with the half brother?
Never met him.
Never met him.
Never even talked to him.
That would be fair then to not consider him.
But I still consider him as a brother.
Okay.
Because even if it's a half brother, still part of the family.
Okay, fair enough. That's good. Which siblings do you see often?
My sister and my brother. Like my older brother, who is 29 now.
Holy cow!
Goodness, and my sister who's 20.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that.
You see them frequently though?
Yeah, every once in a while, whenever I go out with like my grandma or when my brother comes over.
Okay. So are they local?
My brother, he lives pretty far. He's like a 45-minute drive. But my sister, she's local. She lives like 10-15 minutes.
Okay. And then that would leave one extra sister.
Yeah. She lives in Alaska, which I just now visited her too. I went to her wedding. It was really fun.
How was it to meet a sister that you've never met before and the first time you see her is at a wedding?
Very awkward. Because everyone was like, act like you love her. And I'm like, I do, but I've never met her. I don't even know this lady.
Nice lady, though. How old is she?
I think 26.
Okay, so like, your mom has your brother, then the sister in Alaska.
Yeah.
The other sister, and then you. So you're the baby.
My sister is on my dad's side.
Okay.
Different moms.
Okay.
So the one that I just met, that's on my mom's side. So is my brother. But then my sister is on my dad's side with another mom.
Okay. Yes, because your mom doesn't have 4. Duh. I knew that too.
I would not.
Do you have any plans or intentions of continuing a relationship with Alaska's sister.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She was a sweet lady.
Yeah.
And her husband now is amazing. He plays Magic the Gathering.
That's what we're talking about.
He's a nerd, and he's like one of my best friends now.
Have you texted her since then?
No, I don't even have a number. I don't even have her number. I'm just talking to her through my mom.
Okay, fair enough. That's funny. Okay. Do you have family up in Alaska? Like, why did you go to Alaska for a wedding?
I went up there because my sister lives up there, obviously. But also, I went up to Alaska for my mom's sister, Thea. We visited her. She was a sweet lady. She has 2 kids. And my cousin, which is one of her kids, is taller than my brother, who's like 6 foot.
Oh, wow.
And he's my age. I have to like look up at him. I'm like, whoa.
Those Alaskan boys.
I know. Oh, man.
Did you like Alaska?
Oh, yeah. It was gorgeous up there. The weather was nice. I got to see wildlife. Too bad I didn't get to fight a bear, but...
You tried to. You were looking for them.
Yes. I got to see them, though. They were adorable.
On your first episode, you flew home from Vegas. How was the flight to Alaska?
Horrible. It was way longer, and my head hurt.
White knuckle the whole time?
Yeah, it was horrible. I slept like every single plane ride, no matter what. Some of them were like maybe 5 minutes.
Because like gonna say like here, so from us town to like Seattle is a pretty long one, and then Seattle to like Anchorage, I think, right? Yeah. And then you like puddle hop almost.
We had to do a called like island hopping where it was like 1, 2, 3 planes that had to land and take off. So like I'll put down my train, it's like prepare for landing, and I'm like, what? I didn't even get to nap. Like
15, like they're like 20-minute flights.
Yeah,
if that. Yeah. Like you don't even get to full altitude. You just
yeah, you're just like, oh, now we're landing. Okay.
Go on any cruises? Any boats?
Technically, I did go on a boat.
Did you like it?
No, it was a tiny boat that took us across this like maybe a little over, maybe a mile, maybe a little over. That was it. And then I had to get back on that to get back onto the plane.
What is it about planes and boats that you don't like? Is it just...
Well, boats I'm fine with.
Okay.
Absolutely. I will look at the water and hope that I don't drown. But planes, we're not touching the ground.
Okay.
So if I can't see the ground and I can't feel it, And plus the altitude just makes my head hurt. Makes me sick.
Does it extend to like a fear of heights?
Oh, I do, absolutely. Yeah, I have a fear of heights.
Okay,
I'm scared.
So even if you could touch ground and you can look over, you're like, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I'll do it. Like if I can still see the ground but I can't touch it, I'm scared, but I won't be like.
Tall building, you can look over the side.
Yeah.
Okay. You just prefer not to.
Yeah. Please don't. Like, don't make me. But if you want me to, I will.
Do we live with mom, dad, or just mom?
I live with my mom, and I visit my dad's every once in a while.
Okay. Decent relationship with dad?
Semi.
It's
not the best, but it's not the worst. It's in the middle.
Okay. But you do, but enough that you would go see him.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any pets?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a dog. His name's Enrique.
Enrique, okay.
We call him the Little Mexican.
Okay.
Because, number one, a Hispanic guy gave it to him for free. Mind you, we got him. He was this tiny little puppy, smaller than my hand. And he's like, now he's still smaller than my arm. He's tiny, but we give him a little bandana and stuff. And yeah, his name's Enrique. He's pretty old now.
Where's he at?
He's at my dad's.
Okay. Have you had pets before in the past?
Yes.
Who is your favorite pet?
Okay. So this was when I lived in my old house.
Okay.
And this dog's name, she was a pit bull. Her name was Sadie.
Okay.
Sadie was the best dog ever. Loved her. Except for the time she would hip check me out the door when I was like 4. Like she was a vicious dog, but she was amazing. And then she sadly passed away from an ear infection. So I was sad. But I missed that dog. She was the best.
Are you typically a dog person?
Yes, I'm allergic to cats.
Okay. Any other type of animals? No, no lizards, no turtles, no ferrets.
Technically, we've had frogs.
Okay.
We've had cats. My brother has cats right now. I've had 2 dogs. Well, I've technically had 4 dogs, which consists of Sadie, Elvira, Layla, and Enrique now.
Okay.
We've technically had a cat, not for long. I don't even remember the name. And then my brother's cats, and his cat right now is named Athena, and my mom calls it her little grandbaby. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome. What kind of food do you like?
Honestly, I'd have to say Italian. Italian or Spanish.
You can only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life. What restaurant is
Olive
it?
Garden.
What do we order from Olive Garden?
The fettuccine alfredo with broccoli and crispy chicken, without fail, and the soup.
Is it normally crispy chicken, or is it?
It's grilled chicken, but you can make it crispy.
Okay, so grilled is what I normally would. So because I never even.
Yeah, there's one that's like
the default one is
fettuccine
grilled
alfredo, and then you can be like fettuccine alfredo with grilled chicken and broccoli, and I'm like, that's my go-to right there.
Are you bigger on the white sauces than the red sauce?
I have no idea what that means.
Spaghetti sauce versus Alfredo sauce.
Oh, that makes a little more sense. No, honestly, I'll do whatever.
Okay.
That's just some of my favorites.
All right.
Because it tastes delicious, and that's just that's my go-to.
All right. Do you do the soup
at Olive Garden? Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the chicken dumplings and.
Yeah, Liam eats that shit, dude. That stuff was good.
It's so good. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it is either.
It is amazing though.
I do the white potato soup thing. I don't know what it is, but
yeah,
because it doesn't have I'm a very picky eater, so it has it's just like a very thin, like white sauce-ish soup.
I know. I've tried like every single one of their soups.
That's awesome. And what is your favorite thing to do when you leave Olive Garden?
Mainly, you can't tell anyone this.
Okay.
I may or may not take the silverware.
Okay.
And ask for a whole box of those mints that they give you.
The Andes mints?
Yeah. I normally get like a whole box. That's like the size of the to-go box.
Nice. The theft of silverware, is it all silverware or is it just a particular utensil?
Forks and spoons.
The only reason why I ask is because allegedly I know someone who prefers forks.
I like the forks and spoons because they're just nice forks and spoons. I like the forks the best though.
If I was going to allegedly sneak one into my bag or my to-go container, it would be a fork. And the occasional knife every once in a while.
I've never taken a knife.
All right. Do you think...
Wait, let me add up.
Other kids? Yes.
I've never taken a knife without being told to take a knife.
Okay, fair enough. Do you think other kids steal silverware?
From Olive Garden?
Or from any restaurant, really?
Maybe. I wouldn't know. I've seen some kids do it, but I mean, I wouldn't know. It's to each their own, you know? Like, I've seen people steal plates from Olive Garden. It's weird.
You ever shoplift?
Maybe.
Allegedly?
Who's asking?
That's so funny. Like, I don't even know, like, allegedly, like, because it's not confirm or deny, so it's an alleged. Like, you can't hold me accountable for allegedly.
Are you a narc?
Do kids still shoplift? Like, do your friends occasionally pack a gum in their pocket?
Wouldn't say gum, but sure, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it happen.
Okay, so shoplifting is still a teenager-y thing to do.
Sometimes. Okay. It depends on the teenager.
Okay, but obviously nothing crazy, like no felonies. Just the occasional alleged. Yes, I like it.
We will not get into prices yet.
What's your favorite dessert?
Dessert?
Yes.
The chocolate mousse cake.
Okay.
At Olive Garden.
You like the chocolates?
Yes. Dark chocolate specifically.
Okay.
I would take dark chocolate over anything.
Dark chocolate for days. Good to know.
Yep.
Favorite soda or drink?
Sprite. It's my go-to for everything. If you ever go to a restaurant with me, can I get a Sprite with that? Thank you.
Oh, we're not a Pepsi product. We don't have 7-Up.
I'll take it. Or if they give me Sierra Mist, I'll take it.
Okay, so
I want Sprite.
Whatever clear, non-caffeinated bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, there was one time when I did bring like a whole can of Sprite with me because they didn't have Sprite, and I took it out, and they're like, "Sir, you can't have that." And I was like, "Yes, I can. You can't take it away." Yeah, my mom was upset at that.
Do you find yourself being juvenile, like oh shit, what was the word I was thinking of? Hold on. Rebellious, like you shouldn't have the Sprite, and you drink it in front of them as kind of like a F you, I'm drinking this soda in front of you.
No, it's not really that. It's just to be like, I don't care. I don't like people specifically. There's a certain group that I hang out with that I'm semi-fine with, and that's the one I'm gonna stick with. I've already been labeled in classes the unapproachable, and honestly, that's how I want to live.
Yeah, but all right.
Like people say to like earn respect. Respect is earned, and I'm like, no. How do you get respect if you don't give respect? You know. But I'm like, what if I just don't give respect?
So, okay, hold on. Let's unpack that for a second. So, what unapproachable?
Mm-hmm.
You're not too rebellious. Sometimes you're just like you
sometimes
don't like.
It's just something I want to do.
Okay.
Because I'm bored.
Would you consider yourself a respectful person?
Depends. To what age group?
Let's go teenager.
My age?
Yeah.
No.
20-year-old.
Yes.
40.
Yep.
Grandma, grandpa age. Why not? See, like a peer, like
a friend, or like an acquaintance, like that you talk to at school,
or a teenager. Yeah.
Honestly, that's just my preference.
Okay.
I've seen too many things, and I've had too many things happen to me that I'm like, I don't trust as much people anymore. So I've decided I will give a couple people respect, and if they're nice to me, I will respect them.
Right.
And I expect that back, obviously. But if they don't, then I'm just not gonna.
So you don't blindly give.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Like if they want the respect, they'll be forward about it. They'll be like, it's like, what does couth mean? Look it up.
We're looking up couth.
Hold on.
So you'll give them the same level. So whatever they give you, you'll give the same level back.
Yeah.
So if they give you a little bit of sass, you're gonna give them the same sass back. If they show you a little bit of respect, you'll give a little bit back.
Okay, good manners or refinement.
Okay.
Right. Basically, they'll be couth with me. They'll be nice.
Okay.
And if they offer friendship, I will be friends with them. Like,
okay.
I'm not gonna be like, I hate you when they first came up to me.
Okay, so your default isn't hate, but it's going to be whatever they give you, you give back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been labeled as unapproachable because every single time in class, it's always the early classes when I'm tired and I just look angry.
Right.
I sit there with this just one face staring at the board, and everyone's like, he just looks angry. I'm like, I'm tired.
What do we like to do for hobbies? What do you like to do in your free time?
Okay, there's a couple things.
All right.
There's one, I read books.
Okay.
There's one book that I'm reading that I'm on page like 412 of. It's called the one I'm reading, it's called Universal Theories right now.
Okay.
But I've read other books in the past, but I do like reading books. And then I'm playing video games, obviously.
What kind of books do you like to read?
Like normally universe books, like
how the universe works?
Yeah. Like
okay.
Science theory books. I'll say that.
Okay, so that's so you're big into theory of why certain things happen the way they happen.
That are books like Percy Jackson. I like those books too.
Okay. A little fantasy, but you also want to know how the world works.
Or murder mystery. That's also a nice book to read. Just nice.
Right. Are there any authors or
Yes.
series? Yes.
Yep. It's called Identical by Ellen Hopkins.
Okay.
I've read the first 4 pages, and it is gorgeous so far. And I do recommend to everybody.
Do you have it?
No. My friend does, which is why I want to read it.
Okay. You said video games. What kind of video games do you like?
I like Souls games, which is basically attack games where if you attack, then he attacks, and then attacks again. It's I don't know how to explain it. What is a Souls game?
Are they Souls? Is it? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, stuff like that. It's an open world game, and there's enemies to defeat, but there's also a storyline.
Okay, so like an RPG.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Is it turn-based? So like when you're fighting somebody, is it your turn, their turn, your turn, their turn?
Oh no, so you can attack as many times, and then they will attack.
Okay.
But you can dodge it. You can do whatever you need, just as long as you try to defeat the enemy.
All right. Yeah. So you're big on the RPGs?
Yeah.
Any other type of games?
Fortnite.
Battle Royale?
Yeah. Or
Some nice first-person shooter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, hear me out.
Okay.
Tetris. Puzzle games.
Now, I don't know if you know this. Okay, so this did not come up. This was not planned.
Didn't you have that one?
Yes.
Tetris player? Yeah.
Yes.
I heard about that.
Dude, fascinating episode. Cheese is fucking the man, dude. Oh, I love Cheese. Episode 60. It's if you guys haven't listened to it, Mark, listen to it. It's like an hour 15.
Light work, I'll do it.
I'll do a 30. There's a 30-minute intro, the history of the high score, and then Cheese is just overall just a super nice guy. I love Tetris. I will give you your puzzle games.
Yeah. The way I listen to your video, the episodes without getting no offense, getting bored, I will put in my earbud and start playing a game while listening, so I can focus on that and my game. So I'm like, what happened? Then I'll pause the game. I'll be like, rewind that, and then I'll listen again and interesting. Okay, and then get back.
So you do listen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. TV shows, movies. What do we like to watch?
Right now, I'm on an anime called Plunderer.
Plunderer.
Yeah, Plunderer.
Stealing pirates. Plunder.
Nah, it's where these legendary aces have gone extinct, and this one girl's looking for them now, and then there's one dude who's a pervert is one of the legendary aces because that's just how anime works.
Yeah, there's always the pervy guy.
Yeah, and he turns out to be the legendary ace. It's like the legendary ace of speed or something. And I'm only on the first couple episodes because I don't have a Crunchyroll subscription.
Oh, yeah.
It's all these ads every 10 minutes. It's so upsetting.
Do you like anime?
Yeah, I would say. I haven't seen too much, but it's fun.
Is it your go-to when you're looking for something to watch? What's your go? You go home tonight. You may or may not be. You're allegedly drinking a Monster. You're going to be up for an hour. You hit Netflix. What are we searching?
Netflix. Oh, Netflix. That's a good question.
Or any of the searching.
I've seen The Imperfects. It's a good show. It's weird. It's basically people who aren't affected by this thing that they put into minds, and then now people have to do everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a weird show. It's very hard to follow. Or I don't know anymore.
Let's go top 2 favorite TV shows of all time.
Okay, Johnny Test.
Johnny Test.
I don't care if it's a little kid show. I will watch it every single day if I had to.
Is that Cartoon Network?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. That's why I first watched it. And then Lab Rats, which you can watch on Disney Plus right now. Go look it up.
Okay. All right.
Those are my top 2, and I will choose them over anything.
All right. Movies. What kind of movies are we watching?
Titanic.
You a big fan of Titanic?
Top 2.
For real?
Yep. I've watched it 4 times now, because those are the only times
What is it about?
I've cried every single time. I don't even know why.
What is it? What is it about the movie that you? To be fair, it's a good movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
It's not even about the good in it. It's just I love watching it because I don't know. I like history stuff,
okay.
but I also like to debunk what has happened. Like,
I mean, James Cameron did a pretty phenomenal job on making sure everything was as accurate as possible. Like even to the plates in the scene.
And sometimes, like I'll be scrolling on something and it'll be like theory on Titanic.
Yeah.
He's from the future. And I'm like, so then I'll go watch it again. I'm like looking closely. I'm like, one scene that did freak me out, she was like, paint me like one of your French girls. I was like, it scared me the first time I ever watched it. I was like, that's disgusting.
Now it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Not that scene specifically, but I love it because it's a long movie, so it'll keep and it keeps me entertained.
Okay.
And it's got that psychological thing in some parts. So
all right. And another movie, other top in your tops.
That's my top two. That's my second spot.
Okay.
It's The Sandlot. You ever seen it?
Of course.
Good. Proud of you. That is the greatest movie of all time.
Now, why is it the greatest movie of all time?
That is the one movie that semi got me into baseball. It is the one movie I grew up on.
What is it about the movie that you enjoy?
Because that, like, it reminds me of my life, how I made friends in baseball. Like, oh, I joined this, make friends, do all that, and then I can rewatch and be like, man, this reminds me of me.
Have you ever had a summer like that? Like the summer, what's the phrase that he says in that movie? It was the best summer of my life.
Yeah.
What is your best summer of your life so far?
Best summer of my life? I would have to say summer of 6th grade.
Okay.
When COVID happened.
Okay.
I didn't have to go to school.
But I
didn't go out. I got to stay inside.
Okay.
Got to eat.
Okay.
And then I got to start school on a computer.
Okay. And
I slept all of my classes online.
So your best summer is the complete opposite of The Sandlot.
Yep.
Hey.
I've had a summer like The Sandlot. I've actually had multiple where I've just gone out to not a field, but like I've gone out with my dad and he's invited some of my friends and his friends and we'll just like pitch to each other. It's fun.
Okay. What's the best way to spend your weekend?
If I said the boring answer like sleep, it's not going to be fun. But sleep mainly. But
no restrictions, pocket full of money, mom will drive you anywhere you want. Everybody's available. No one's grounded. No one has plans. What does your best weekend look like? Friday, Saturday.
I would go to Yuma.
Okay.
Give my grandma she's not in Yuma anymore, but if she was, I'd give her like $300. Just cause. Just cause.
To give the scenario says I have a pocket full of money.
Yes. And then I would drive to a certain shop in Yuma.
Okay.
And it has a black and an obsidian and amethyst chess set.
Okay.
For $185, I think.
Okay.
$185.89.
Okay.
And that is one chess I've wanted for like 4 years. And it is the best chess I've ever seen.
All right.
And it's this tiny little shop that's like maybe like as big as your room.
Okay.
It's tiny, but it sells chess and it sells all these tabletop games.
Okay.
It is the best little spot I've ever been to. They sell pizza in the back for some reason.
Because you need to.
Yes.
Who we playing chess with? Because we got to fill out the weekend. We hung out with grandma for a minute. We gave her some money. We bought your chess set. Who we playing?
I would never play with that chess set. I would set it up, place it on my nightstand, and show it off. That's it. But if I were to pick who I would play chess with, it would either have to be you.
Okay.
As a normal chess game, like 10 minutes, not 7 days, or my girlfriend or my friend, my best friend.
Okay. You big into chess?
Yes. I am the president of the chess club at my school. So
there we go. Who's your favorite chess player all time?
Magnus Carlsen, of course, but there's one.
Dude, that guy's a fucking beast.
Absolutely. I love him, and the way he explains the algorithms that he uses and how he sees chess, it's gorgeous. In the videos I've seen him play,
Like the best chess, like arguably of all time. Like, he's up there with like. There's only like two other people they might compare him to, but that's just so that way you don't just roll over and give him the number one spot.
well, this guy named Hospen. That's how he says his name online, and I've played 4 games with him, never won, and every single time he's the most respectful player I've ever met.
Very nice.
He will go, "Good game. I love your moves." And he'll tell me what I did wrong and then how to fix it. And I'm like, I love this guy.
Do you watch any chess videos? Is there a chess YouTuber that you like?
I don't watch chess. YouTube, at least.
Why not?
I watch chess matches. Never YouTubers.
Why not? They do some breakdowns.
Yeah.
Talk theory.
I've just never like seen someone who explains it the way I understand it. So I've just kind of left it that.
Okay.
So now I just watch the videos and learn as they go, and I'll rewatch videos.
Mhm.
I think the longest time I've ever spent on a chess video was like 5 hours, 32 minutes, and 80
seconds. I'm like, whoa.
28 seconds. Sorry, I'm like, wait, whoa.
What do you like to do to unwind? You had a hectic day.
It's like, I know that's a boring, but that's literally all I do. If I'm upset, I'll go sleep. Because then I'll wake up and I'm tired and I wonder where I'm at, what time it is, what year it is, but I'll be in a good mood. Or I'll eat. Like I'll make something and eat it, pretend I'm a gourmet chef for like an hour, and then get really sad when I have to clean it up.
Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers does that. If you're having a bad day, he sleeps it off.
Yes, because it's the logical answer. You have a bad day, sleep. You won't remember it. Well, I mean, you will, but like you'll have rested.
Yeah,
You won't be as mad because it's hours later.
Like it seems like a boring answer, but I think there's a method to the madness.
There's so many benefits to sleeping instead of getting angry.
Right.
Because like you could be angry at a game, you can log off, you could take a nap for like 30 minutes. You wake up, your body's rejuvenated. You're like, ooh, I feel good. Man, I'm awake now. Now I'm ready to take on this. And you'll be in a better mood in general.
All right. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you want to travel to?
Japan.
What part of Japan?
I have no idea, but there's one part in Japan where you can bathe in noodles.
Bathe in noodles. So you're looking for the noodle bathing area. Do you read up or research Japan at all?
Nope.
You just...
My brother said it one time. He goes, man, there's a place where you can bathe in noodles. I have to be 21 years or older because they will serve you alcohol while you bathe in noodles that you can eat. That sounds gross, right?
Yeah, hey, man.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting.
When in Rome.
But you get your own room.
Okay.
And you place as much noodles as you want in this one place. And they'll heat it up like a sauna. And it probably feels disgusting because you're feeling all this.
I don't know. It might feel amazing.
I know. If you're feeling all this stuff touch you and you're like, ugh. But then you get to eat your noodles and they'll give you sake. And I'm like, sounds good to me.
Noodle bath.
Yep.
Is there any other reason other than that?
Nope.
Do you
Or the vending machines.
I do like the vending machines, but I'm a little bit more on the weirder side of vending machine items.
I want the cake in a can.
There's like 3 people who are like, I know what Ben wants to buy out of a vending machine.
Absolutely. Weirdo. But there's one place, and it's in Texas. And it's at an airport, and it's called a sleeping pod.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go to one just because it has sleep in the name. And it's a sleeping pod. It'll dim the lights. You can fog up the glass, like so no one can see inside. And you take a nap for the scheduled time, and you don't miss your flight. It's amazing. I love it.
There is, yes, Japan has a spa that offers a ramen noodle bath where visitors can soak in giant ramen bowl-shaped bathtubs filled with ramen broth and synthetic noodles. So they're not even real noodles; they're just synthetic noodles.
Like,
yeah,
they'll still give you noodles. Though.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, At least they're not the ones that you've been bathing in. All right.
That's disgusting.
Do you like the Japanese culture? Are you familiar with at all? If any of it, you're just gonna go for the bath.
Yeah. Not bad. I'm so glad no one can see this.
I mean, I don't know what I expected from us. Like, I mean, it's a fair answer. It's a.
Am I wrong?
It's a straightforward answer. Where like you have a bucket list of bath noodles, and you're like, all right. Is there any culture that you like? Roman, Greek, Japanese, Chinese, Indian,
German.
You like a nice like?
I like the language because it sounds like they're angry.
Yes,
that's the only reason I like them.
Right.
There's a German speaking kid at our school,
mm-hmm.
and he'll look at me with these mean eyes, and he'll say that like when he speaks, it sounds so mad, but he could be saying the most gorgeous thing you've ever heard. It'll be like,
it's a gorgeous but aggressive language.
Yes, I love it.
Idea for your perfect vacation: noodles.
Actually, no.
Okay.
My perfect vacation would be go to there's a lodge located north of California. It's on the beach, but it's located on this tiny little island north of the beach. Like you get.
Mm-hmm.
And you can rent this house that's like big enough for like 15 people. It's gigantic. I want to rent out 3 of the rooms.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I want to rent out all the rooms.
The whole thing.
And I want to invite 3 people.
Okay.
And that'll be my whole vacation.
Who are these 3 people?
It's a good question. I haven't thought about that.
You
I'll say my brother.
Okay.
My girlfriend.
Okay.
And my friend.
Okay. And you guys are just hanging out in the largest house you can think of. What are we doing for this weekend in this gigantic house?
Well, we're gonna
perfect vacation.
I was about to say something I can't say on this. I really gotta think about my answer. Honestly,
sleep,
swim, sleep, swim, repeat.
Yeah,
done.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically do whatever.
Do you like ocean swimming? Have you ever swam in the ocean?
Yes. I will never do it again. I'm terrified of the ocean.
It's your perfect vacation was swim, repeat.
Yeah. I will swim.
Okay.
With people.
All right.
But just imagine your grandma's like, go retrieve that frisbee for that guy. And then you're like 80 feet out from land. Mm-hmm. It's terrifying, isn't it?
We've talked to you for 2 months.
No.
You like to try a little bit of everything. Is there a hobby that you would like to try that you haven't tried yet? Like you've thought about it, that looks interesting. I might want to try that. Sword skills, archery, ballroom dance.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Is there a hobby that you would like to get better at?
Card towers.
You want to build?
You know how you can like make the card tower? I suck at it, and I really want to do it. It sounds amazing. I want to build those really big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Put like resin on it or something, like resin on every single card. Stick them together, and so whenever like someone's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna push you over," no, you can't.
Yeah.
Because I'm a jerk.
You want to build stuff with cards?
Yeah, sounds fun. Or Legos. I like Legos.
There's Legos are therapeutic, and they did some studies with it.
Unless you step on them.
That definitely, there is no more frustrating like pain of stepping on like a Lego.
Yep.
Lego therapy. So there's definitely they're doing lots of studies.
Post it up,
bro. There's just something nice about just connecting blocks together.
Oh yeah, I glue them together.
There's a zenness to it.
I make like ships.
Yeah.
Like planes,
mm-hmm.
like futuristic ones. Just because it's fun.
Is there a hobby that you currently do that you want to be really good at?
Magic. Card magic.
Is it specifically card?
Yes.
No coin, no rope?
I can do coin magic every once in a while. Like, the one where you can be like, plop it in your fingers and then make it disappear.
Yeah.
I can do that one very easily now.
But no close up, like moving across.
I've tried that and I don't understand it. It's too difficult for me. There was one that I watched where you have to like hold it here and then you have to like slide it back.
Yeah.
And then it's like under your arm and then you have to slide off the table and put it up here. And I'm like, how do you do that? It's so confusing.
Favorite card magician?
I don't have one.
No?
Never have. Honestly, I don't watch card magic. I just got into it because Now You See Me. Great movie.
I'm going to come back to this question, I think, in a minute.
Okay.
Do you look up to anybody?
Yep. Yes,
Who?
my brother.
Why?
Because he does so many things that I know he would never be comfortable with, or like he'll do so many things that he said he would never do, and then he finally like did it, and then now he's like, I'm really good at this, or I really like this, and that's just so inspiring because like anything that you don't want to do, you should try at least once, because again, you might like it,
right?
And I think that's just so amazing.
If your brother had a YouTube channel of card magic, would you watch him?
Yep. He taught me one trick of card magic, which confused me for like years until I figured out how it was done, and I'm like, that's so much more simple than it looks.
So what? It's interesting, and is you have all these passions, but you don't have anybody that you look up to in those passions.
Nope. Don't get me wrong, there are amazing
of course,
who do this stuff, but I will never be like, I want to learn from that guy. No, I won't do that. I'll learn from anything.
But it's not necessarily a learn from them, but it's the Ricky J. Probably one of the best close-up magicians I've seen, in he passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there's, I don't know, there's the appreciation of what he does, and then what he did for magic.
Yeah.
And then I agree, like, don't necessarily watch to learn from them, but it's the appreciation of like, I like what he does in his style, and then like the comedy aspect, or
I've never like thought of that. I've never been like, oh man, that guy's funny, he's cool, I like the way he does it. I've never thought like that. I've been like,
you always look at it as instructional.
Yeah.
You're like, you can't just watch a magic trick to be like, and like I'm not trying to come down like on you or anything like that, but it's like Penn and Teller. You know who Penn and Teller are?
Man, you got dumb this down for me, man.
Oh man. Okay, so Penn and Teller are probably the most famous magicians right now. They have a big show in Vegas. You have the tall guy, and then you have the little guy who doesn't talk. But what's interesting about they have a show called Fool Us. It's been on for like 11 years now. What's interesting is magicians come onto the show, and then they're like the best magicians ever.
Yeah.
And the goal is you, magician, come in and you have to do your trick and try to fool them, and they break it down and kind of. But at the end of the show, you'll see like I'll show you when we're done. But Penn and Teller does cups and balls, right?
Oh yeah, I know that.
But they do it with clear cups.
Yeah, that is
fun. So what's interesting is like the magic community hates them because they expose so many different tricks. But it's one of those things where he's like, I'm showing you how to do the trick with the cups and balls, because we're eliminating the magic aspect of it, but now we're showing you like the skill aspect of it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just curious because I think there's a lot of because I guess the question is like, where do you find your inspiration from? Is if you don't have anybody to look up to or to strike that fancy, you're like, ooh, I want to, like where does all this inspiration come from then?
Honestly,
I guess is where I was kind of getting at.
I just find it cool. Like I just find magic cool, but the only thing that I really like, the only thing I can like actually look at a video of it is chess. I can look at a video and know what they're thinking if I just watch and look hard enough. Like there was a 2012 chess match in Europe that I watched. It was like a 4-hour live video.
Yeah.
And I watched it like 12 times just to watch as this grandmaster lost to this like maybe 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And I watched as he lost over and over and over again in that one video. And he got so upset, but he knew how the kid was winning and still couldn't beat him.
Right.
And I just thought that was amazing. And I watched it over and over, and this kid, straight face the whole time. He did not change.
Right.
He looked at every single chess move, chess piece. You could see his arms darting and darting and darting through the whole chessboard. And no matter what, he never made a mistake. His accuracy every single game was at least 98.
Nice.
And I thought that was amazing. He did sadly pass away at the age of like, I think, 16. He passed away at 19, which was very sad. He had lung cancer.
What was his name?
I don't know. He was always labeled as a number.
Okay.
And it was like number 12 versus like Grandmaster Ishwam. I don't know his name. Ishwam something. I think that was his first name. But I watched him over and over again. And he only had 2 chess matches in the whole history of that he did it. But he was always labeled as a number. I never knew his name. And I looked him up over like multiple things. And I never found out his name. And I look him up now and I'm like, who are you? But he's like an inspiration of mine.
Okay.
He's amazing. I think his number was like 606.
Okay. What experience has significantly shaped who you are today?
I don't think I could share that with you right now. That's one thing I don't think I could. I could probably be like, what has impacted your life enough to where you wanted to change.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be able to like shape me. Like that's a little deep for my liking, at least.
That's fine.
Sorry. One that wanted me to change though.
Yes.
Was one I think it was middle school. And I was always like I was a nicer kid than I was now. Like I would say I was nicer.
More naive. Yeah. More naive.
Well, I was nicer.
Okay.
Like I was genuinely like I would never disrespect anybody and I wouldn't do any of that. But I've never even told my mom this.
Okay.
But these kids were like bullying me like heavily. Like every single day I'd come in, they'd be like this, and this, and it'd make me cry. Absolutely. And one day I went to the bathroom and they hit me like a lot. And I was bruised all over my body, but I never let anyone see that. I wore long sleeves, I wore jackets all the time. And I realized that I have everybody do everything for me. Like if I'm being bullied, I have someone else take care of it while I cry. So then I thought, oh man, I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to have everyone else do this for me. From that day on, I decided I'm going to deal with things my way. I'm going to deal with things the better way.
Okay.
And just sitting there and sulking.
Okay.
Because I went home and I was mad all the time.
Right. Oh no, yeah, of course, because you're hiding it.
But I never went to school and I took it out on. I never went to take it out on people because I didn't think that was fair. But then one day I just kind of lashed out at one of my teachers and I got a after school detention for it.
Oh yeah, we've been there.
And it was bad time.
So you don't want other people to fix your problems, but do you tell other people what your problems are? Do you get advice and feedback on how to approach the better way? Yeah,
I mean, every once in a while I'll do it. Like, I'll go to my mom and I'll be like, hey, if I solve it this way, would that be good? And she'll be like, nope. I'm like, so I'll figure out another way to do it.
Noted. Check that one off the list.
Like, so I can't go to his house. Got it. What if I go to his parents' house? Wait, no, he lives with his parents. Like, I'll go through every single scenario that I can do until I get to the best one.
Okay. You lash out at your teacher as the effect of being bullied.
Yeah.
You get your detention. What's the resolution for the bullies? How do we resolve it?
I basically went to school one day.
Okay.
And I didn't listen. Like, they were bullying me, and I just kind of went like, "It was pretty good. It was pretty cool work. Okay. Mathing today."
Just didn't engage them.
They were getting so upset at me, and in class, they had stood up and they're like, "Hey, punk, listen to me." And the teacher like sent them out, and that's when I sat there and I was like, "Well, that was easy. I could have done that this whole year, and I did nothing."
So you kind of just change the way that you just perceive the situation. Yeah. So instead of getting upset and frustrated by it,
I didn't really take it to heart. You know, I just kind of was like, oh, they're bullied.
Because none of it was found. Like there was no, like whatever they were saying, none of it was founded.
Like they were rude too. Like they were
just doing it to be mean. And you're just like, there's not like when you sit back and you think about it, you're like, no, none of that stuff's correct.
Like they cut deep. And I was like, who told you? Where did this come from?
Okay. Do you feel that approach carries over from junior high to now high school? To not engage?
Every once in a while, high school is still a little difficult. Freshman year, I was it's called a scrap in the bathroom, and I was forced into a scrap with a sophomore.
Is it like fucking cockfighting? Like
it's like a
bunch of kids.
They will put you in a bathroom, film it as you try to fight each other.
Like homeless bum fights?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Like they were like, "Yo, bro, come here," and I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Just come here," and I was like, "No, I'm good." Right. So then they like kind of grabbed my shirt, threw me into the bathroom. Right. I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" And then the sophomore came, this junior. It was like junior something, and he was like, "Okay, go." And they started filming. I was like, "What's happening?" And all of a sudden, I feel bam right across my face. And I'm like, "What happened?" And he's like, I won, boy." And I was like, "Okay, I concede, I guess." I don't get what just happened. Mind you, I was a scrawny kid. Like I wasn't how I am today, at least.
You ever get in trouble in school for fighting?
Not documented, but yes.
Okay. But it's not your go-to resolution. Okay.
Okay, dude, I'm freezing. Hold on.
Yep. I got all the fans going. Like I feel weird because like I want people to be comfortable.
Oh yeah,
I don't want you sitting here sweating.
I'm over here and I'm shivering and I'm yawning because I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm like,
who's been the most influential person in your life?
Does it have to be somebody I know?
No, not at
all. There's two people.
Okay.
One was Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Okay.
You'll never believe why. Because I always knew him as this lovable children's show. And then you check out other channels and he's like swearing and he's like, "This is science." And then he's like swearing like, "This is adult science." And I'm like, all right, this is awesome. Like, so he changed his whole personality.
Okay.
But like, he was still the same. Like, he was funny, lovable, and still amazing.
Okay.
But I'm like, man, that's a good thing. Like, that's funny.
Okay.
Like, he can still be the same dude, but a different like characteristic person.
Okay.
And I thought that was amazing. And then my brother Anthony.
Does your brother know that he's the most influential person in your life?
Maybe. I don't know, honestly.
You ever tell him how much he means to you?
Everyone, yeah.
Okay.
Not as much as I would hope, because I don't talk to him as much.
Right.
But I still say it as much as I can, or as when I remember at least.
Right.
Without crying. Like, you mean so much to me.
What fears do you have? What fears have you overcome, or you are currently working to overcome?
This is going to sound childish, but I'm terrified of the dark.
Okay.
Like, I can't sleep without, like, lights on.
Right.
It scares me. Because, like, every once in a while I'll be like, "What's there? What's over there?" And it'd be like a coat rack or something.
Right.
And then
the shadows and everything else.
It's scary. And then
I think you'd be surprised how many people are not scared of the dark, but feel very similar that they have some.
I'm more scared of what's in the dark.
Okay.
Like stuff that I can't see. Like there was one time my closet was open and I didn't open it, but it was because it was cracked and then the air conditioning came on, so it blew it open. So I'm like, I'm gonna die. I think it was mainly because my brother has an ex. I'm not gonna say her name,
right,
because she's terrifying. But I'm pretty sure him and her just had like broken up, and he had never told her where he lived. So one day she followed him home, and guess who was right next to the window? Me, because that's where my room is. So all I hear is knock, knock, knock. Who's in there? And it's this dark-haired lady banging on my window. So I'm like, great. That was like, I had never like had the lights off, but that was like the one night I had the lights off, and I was young at the time.
So now you're all PTSD'd out.
Yeah, and I'm like, every once in a while I'll hear these like, I'll hear noises. And I'm like, oh god, she's back. No, but like it's terrifying.
Right.
I'm always scared like something's gonna like happen to me, or like someone's gonna break in, or it scared me.
When's the last time you watched a movie that scared you to the point where you preferred not to sleep alone and maybe slept out in the living room?
I've never seen a movie like that.
No,
never
won that kind of desire.
Like I can remember from like the youngest age that I can, when I was watching scary movies and I'd be fine with it, no matter what. Scary movies don't scare me because some of them are just like, that wouldn't be real.
See now, okay, because Liam had a situation where he's the same way. He'll watch horror movies knowing that stuff will never happen, but the ones that get him are like the psychological ones of like, that could technically happen. Somebody could technically home invade my house, tie us all up, and then
there was one that did scare me because there was a week where I had pneumonia and my ears were ringing, so like I couldn't hear much. And at the room that I was in, where my dad's old apartment, I slept in the room like all the way to the back. And there was a movie, I think it was like this deaf lady and this dude broke into her house with a mask on. Like, you ever seen it?
Keep going.
Like where this lady was deaf and she was working in her home alone, and this dude breaks into her house, but she can't hear. And there's this dude with a mask with an axe, and she's like, at the end she's got a crossbow.
And he keeps trying to break into the house.
Yeah.
Called Hush.
That one, yeah.
It's Liam's movie too. I shit you not.
Scared me so much because like when I had pneumonia, like I couldn't hear much. So whenever I that week I watched Hush.
I shit you not. This is the same movie Liam hates.
It's That's the only movie I've ever been like, I hate it. I'm
oh my god,
terrified.
I fucking love this movie.
Like, oh yeah, I love it now.
Oh man,
but when I was younger, I was like, I would see shadows outside and I'm like,
because the second you're watching, you're like, yeah, this is it's interesting until you're home, like until you're about to go to sleep, you're alone with your thoughts in the dark.
And yeah, because most of the time I was home alone.
Yeah,
because my dad was like, I was his friend because I was sick. Yeah. But my brother was home, but he was always like asleep.
Oh, that's super funny.
And I would hear stuff, like I would slightly hear, and I'd be like,
"That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing ever." What insecurities do you have, if you're willing to share?
There's 3 main ones.
Okay.
I would have to say my arms.
You don't like your arms?
Nope.
We see them. What's wrong with them?
They're faded now, but there was
a
lot of you get it.
Okay.
They're all faded, but I never liked my arms. I was always made fun of them. Like I always made fun of for them because they were all tiny.
Right.
And
would they really be made fun of, or you thought
no, like they would?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was not a good time for what my arms were like.
Yeah.
So that was when I started like building my arms and that stuff, and I still get made fun of them for them, like a little bit, but it's not too much. It's mainly by like girls in my school. But
now you're confident now because you've worked on them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so now okay.
And I would have to say my neck, because no matter what, I'll still have like a double chin.
Okay.
So whenever I like look down, there'll be the double chin on the side, which people will be like, "Oh, you're so fat." I'm like, that's fine with me, but I'm still like, it gets to me because every once in a while I'll be hanging out with my girlfriend's friends and they'll be like, "You're ugly and look at your chin fat." I'm like,
So I mean, that, all right, fair enough. All right.
It's not bad now,
Yeah.
but like it still gets to you.
Okay.
And then my last one would be my legs.
All right.
I've just disliked my legs ever since.
All right.
I have very strong legs though, so that's the only thing I like about them.
All right. So most of your insecurities are just
Or my voice. My voice is a big one. I've been told I sound like a girl sometimes.
I work on the phone sometimes for work, and I listen to myself, and sometimes I don't. Which is weird because I podcast.
Yeah, I'm like when I'm listening, I'm like, why do I sound like that? I sound so much different in my head, but like then I listen to it, I'm like, ugh. But that's pretty much it.
All right.
I'm fine with everything else on me.
All right.
That I'm willing to share at least.
Fair. And we'll end on a happy. What childhood memory makes you smile?
Getting to wake up, like in my old house, like my original house, and getting to see my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, all in the same house, getting along. That's like one of my favorites. I was young. Like I think my favorite was when I was 6, and I'd woken up, and I had just got up, and I had gone into my dad's room because it was like Christmas. I had gone into my parents' room, and I was like, I had stared at them until they woke up, and they woke up, and I was like, "It's Christmas! It's Christmas!" And then my sister woke up, and then we opened up presents. It was fun. It's like my favorite memory so far.
Very nice. All right. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like the listeners to know about you? I think I covered some pretty decent stuff. I think we got to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Got you to open up a little bit. Got you to think about some stuff.
It's a question about you.
Which is super interesting. But yeah, let's do it.
Are you happy? Like with your day-to-day life?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I'm probably the happiest I've been in many years. I'd say the last 2 years I've been the happiest.
If you needed a hug, would you ask for it?
Yeah, I think I would.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, Ben.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
We love you.
It's funny because Pinky brought it up and Danielle brought it up. I don't know if it got recorded or not, if it was the bonus material I'll put out later at some point. But yeah, they were like, we want to ask you questions, Ben. And I'm like,
don't get me wrong. We aren't the closest of friends, but I will always care about you because you're my mom's friend.
You're a good guy.
And I'm getting closer to you, so.
I like it.
And I respect you.
Thank you. And you listen to my podcast, and you don't watch or listen to anybody else. Well, I thank you for hanging out. We are just over an hour, so I didn't expect it to go that long, but you never. That's what happens, man. We fall into some conversation. We have a good time. Anybody listening, if you guys have any other questions for Mark, leave them in the chats. Give him some feedback. Let him know what you guys think of him. But I think we have a better understanding of who you are.
Yeah.
And I think we look forward to the rest of the year and watching you just do your thing. And
yes, I'm very hungry.
How long do you think you do this podcast? If I have no end date, how long do you keep doing this thing?
21, 14 days.
Like,
I want to be 21 and I want to be 14 days into 21.
So you would do this podcast for 20 more or for 5 more years with me. All right.
Yes, I would. You don't know why I want to be 21 in 14 days?
Why?
Because I want to have a drink. that sounds bad, but I want to have a drink. I don't care. I want it to be with you, my dad, my mom, my brother, my sister.
Oh,
everybody.
See it with the extra 14 days to make sure everybody 21's up. I like it.
I want to make sure everybody I know and who I respect is there.
I like it.
Even my grandma.
All right. Let's do it up.
Bet.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you guys next month. Whimsy.